Well, look, it was always why did we think that it was $80 or below? It was the same dynamics. It was always going to be shale. The new paradigm was shale, and I'd studied shale, and what I felt was that it's actually quite an interesting resource that is easy to monetize. Is 1 year to first oil, though the wells decline, so you need more wells, but at least you get your money quicker. And that to me, is just as a pure businessman, it's hugely attractive because you get your money early instead of waiting 5-7 years. So with that in the back of my mind, it was always going to be the wild card, and it was always going to put $110 oil under pressure, which is why we felt it is going to go below 80. Now, we all thought that 80 was the break-even for shale, and little did we know that the industry can be so efficient in the U.S. That they've actually took 80 down to 70, down to 60, and some are down below 50 even. So they've managed to, if you like, add the word efficiency into it, and I think that is the key going forward: efficiency. Cost restructuring and efficiency are two key things that will dominate the next decade. Well, it always has affected. I mean, oil has always been geopolitical. So how does the geopolitical affect the oil price? It always has. What has changed recently, which is why some people have forgotten about it, is that despite the unrest in the Middle East, oil prices were dropping rather than rising, which, if anything, is just underscores the strength of the supply side. How strong shale really was. So add to it that eventually political issues can be resolved or will be resolved, with Iran coming back from the cold. Libya eventually will sort itself out, and Iraq will come back on its feet. So the supply is even stronger than today. That's why we believe that oil recovery is going to be somewhat slow. There won't be many projects to start with. FID is going to be quite late. So how is the industry going to pan out? And again, this is one of the reasons we started HBNA. So number one, we feel that new projects are going to be few and far between, unless and until we figure out how to be fit at 60, as I call it. The strategy we put forward is fit at 60. Happens to be my age, but fit at 60 is the answer. Therefore, not many projects. People are recycling a lot. They're going back to the drawing board. They're looking at new technology. They want new breakthroughs, which is exactly what HBA is going to provide. So new ideas, new technologies, not shackled by a balance sheet or legacy projects, able to take advantage of the new situation. How do I see it? Very slow. I see people, the key question there is going to be how the banks are going to react, because FPSO is a leverage game. Are they going to step up and save them? Because covenants are going to be breached, rates are going to be renegotiated. It's just a fact of life. And the question is, who's got a strong balance sheet, who hasn't, which banks are going to honor their clients, which banks are going to let them go. There is an example here in Singapore where the company eventually sold half to somebody else. So I see this accelerating quite a bit. Is the industry going to come out the same way? I doubt it. I think it's going to be totally different in 2020. Well, the old paradigm, if you like, was one-stop shop. You've heard many acronyms for it: under one roof, one-stop solution, you name it. But that meant that you had to have a massive large amount of employees and you had to have access to many markets, and therefore and assets as well that provide the service. So today is not sustainable. It's about financial efficiency. Financial efficiency says bang for bucks. There are other people who can do certain parts of the value chain a lot better than what you could do. So what's the point of providing a whole range of services which you're only competitive in one or two things, and the rest you're not really? You're just offering it because that's what the client wants. So why can't we offer the same service but actually in an alliance? So take for example a shipyard who is very good at building FPSOs. Take an installation guy that knows how to install it very efficiently, very quickly. He's got the numbers and the economics. Yeah, put it all together as an orchestra maestro, if you like, and offer it to the client. And the clients are willing to listen. They just want a good, cost-effective solution. Enter HBA, which is basically doing front-end engineering, deal initiation, PMT, and then transport installation O&M. So that big EPC part of it is now given to the yards. I mean, the Korean yards were doing it before. So what we're doing now is saying conversion yards are going to do that. Okay, and they're going to go the whole 9 yards, as they say. They're going to go all the way and take an EPC contract. So with that in mind, I think that we can be very cost effective. It all depends on how the oil price pans out. You see, I gave 3 scenarios. A new paradigm, basically, it's going to be 50 for a long while. It's going to recover very quickly. I think not many people believe that, and it's going to be a slow recovery, which is where we're taking. So say that the economy doesn't pick up in Europe and China and the States. So the demand side is weak, and say the supply side remains terribly strong. For example, Argentinian shale comes on stream. What you then have is the perfect storm, and in a perfect storm, not many people are going to be able to survive. Therefore, mega mergers, and that would force Eni to talk to Total. But if it recovers quickly or a slow recovery, I think you will see less pressure of merger. Interesting what Shell did, though. Shell is taking a different view. They want gas. They're sort of saying our future is in gas. British gas is affordable. Let's go buy them. So it's interesting to see what Eni is going to come up with and Total, because there's tremendous synergy in Africa for them. Tremendous. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I mean, I can't avoid the facts. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Trouble.